I'm back today with another review. I'm going to be reviewing a designer fragrance today. So I've gotten a lot of requests for fragrances from the Juicy Couture collection. I do own one of them. This was actually, I sort of fell in love with this fragrance like a while back when it came out. But you know, they're so expensive that I actually didn't get it when it like first came out. But then I got it later on, like in a gift package, and I'd have to say it's my favorite one from their collection. It's not Viva La Juicy. I know everyone loves Viva La Juicy, and you know, it's a very nice fragrance, but my favorite is actually the third one that they came out with, and it's called Couture Couture. I've got a gift set here, and I wanted to talk about that one today. Alright, so first I want to tell you, or show you the samples. So I have samples of all of the Juicy Couture fragrances. I got them in like a little pack that I bought online. So for this fragrance, Couture Couture, they have samples that look like this. All the Juicy samples are in like the little booklet form. And you know, we have the name of the fragrance and the catchphrase and everything on the front of the sample. And inside is nothing. Sorry, I totally thought there was like something written in here. Okay, okay, so there's nothing inside. In Viva La Juicy and in the original Juicy Couture one, they have something written. Well, I mean, this has something written, but it's not like a saying or anything. Anyways, this one just says Love G and P, which is the two founders of Juicy Couture, their initials. And it says Go Couture Yourself, which is like the whole sort of catchphrase for Couture Couture. Alright, so as I said, I got it in a gift set. So I'm going to show you what the box looks like. It looks, well, the front of the box is the same as the samples, pretty much. So it says Couture Couture by Juicy Couture in crazy writing. It has the emblem, the gold crown emblem that is on the bottle. So that appears on the box as well. It says Go Couture Yourself, Love G&P, and it has the whole like pink and white color patterning with like stamps. Like it looks like someone took a Couture Couture stamp and like stamped the box. In fact, I've even seen stamps, like they're little like free gifts or something, like Couture Couture stamps. I never got one, but like those exist. And the back of the box is just gold and it has all of the contents. So you can get a variety of different sets for all of the Juicy fragrances. The one that I got comes with the 50 milliliter bottle and as well as the luxury body lotion. Now this is the 200 milliliter body lotion, so it comes in like the actual jar with the charm. I know some of the other lotions just come in like the squeeze form, but the bigger one comes in like the fancy bottle. Okay, so one thing I love about the Juicy fragrance line is all the effort and detailing that they put into the bottle design. With a lot of designer fragrances, you know, they come with a very high price tag. You're going to spend like $90 or more on them, and a lot of times, you know, it's the designer's name, it's the bottle that you're paying for. And, you know, I understand that. But at least with the Juicy fragrances, you're getting a beautiful bottle. The Viva La Juicy one has the big bow and all the charms, and the Peace, Love and Juicy Couture is beautiful. Like, I hate the fragrance, but I think I'm gonna get it just because the bottle is beautiful. But anyways, that's one thing I really love about about the collection. And this fragrance, Couture Couture, still has that, you know, sort of over-the-top, extravagant look to the bottle. On the top of the bottle, we have the lid, which has that golden crown emblem that you saw on the box. It says JC with a crown on top of like the JC, and then a crown on top with like, you know, golden wings kind of like blasting out of it. It looks very like royal, like it looks like something the queen would wear on her head. And that is attached to the actual lid, which pops off like that. And then we have its main sort of charm, which is the pink zipper. It's very bizarre. It really is a zipper. It actually reminds me of a breast cancer ribbon. You know how like the pink ribbon that's sort of like crossed over itself? But it has a golden zipper going along the rim of it. And then we have the charms hanging. We have a golden J for Juicy. And then we have this charm which says Love G and P. The whole thing actually comes off. If you don't want like all this nonsense on your bottle, you can actually just remove the pink zipper and that's just like comes off completely. But I of course love to keep it on because that's, you know, part of the whole Juicy experience. Just a little like side note, if you leave the ribbon sort of like on the top of the bottle, then when you remove the lid, you know, the lid comes off and the ribbon stays. Or what I sometimes like to do is I just like to hook the ribbon on like the top there, so it kind of hugs the lid. And that way when you remove the lid, the whole ribbon comes off with it. So then you can sort of have more control of like, you know, spraying it without the ribbon like sliding around the bottle. And the ribbon can't come off because it doesn't fit through, because the hole is too narrow. So that's just like a little, you know, tip. If you think that the ribbon's always getting in your way, you can just like remove it that way. Alright, so now I'm going to tell you what it smells like. Now, almost all of the Juicy Couture fragrances are very fruity and sweet and strong, very over the top. I think the whole like Juicy brand is very, you know, overly accessorized, and that's sort of like what they represent. And the fragrances, especially this one, really follow suit with that whole theme. I actually just wanted to read to you a little, I guess, description of the scent, like sort of what it represents. This is from the Juicy Couture website, so this is like what they had to say about this fragrance. Juicy Couture is bursting out with a decadent new scent, an it-girl fragrance named Couture Couture, inspired by Zoe. I don't know who Zoe is, but I think I'd like to meet her. Everywhere Zoe goes, the party follows. So, do the don'ts. Show off, be loud, drive fast, talk to strangers, make a scene, love life. Mix it with love and make the world smell good. So that is what this fragrance sort of represents. And I think that's the main reason that I really loved it, and it became my favorite of the Juicy collection and one of my favorite designer fragrances, because it really was just about, you know, being over the top, being very loud and fruity and just having fun. And I just love wearing it, and I love sort of becoming that whole persona that the fragrance tries to embody. Okay, so enough about that. Let me tell you what it actually smells like. It's a very strong scent. Like if you want something that is, you know, quite loud, quite powerful, then this is a good one to choose. So Couture Couture has 3 ingredients in the top note, but it's one of those 3 that really stand out among all the rest, and it's the sort of signature main accord of the entire fragrance, and that main accord is the blushing grape. I love grapes. I've always, even as a child, my favorite thing in the world was grape juice boxes. In fact, it still is. So I was just naturally inclined to love this fragrance. So we also have mandarin orange and orange flower in the top. Those are the other 2 that are sort of, you know, on the sidelines cheering the grape on. But grape is the star of the show, and it's very, very fresh and uplifting and very juicy. And I have to say, I've smelled a lot of fragrances that have grape in them, and I've always thought the same thing. Grape always smells so synthetic and just medicine-y in fragrances. And that's why, even though I love grape, I never liked it being in fragrances because it always smelled so bad. But for the first time, I found a fragrance where the grape really smells like actual grape. It doesn't smell like grape cough syrup, it doesn't smell like grape, you know, popsicles or whatever. It smells like actual fresh grapes, and I just absolutely love that top note. And then in the heart of the fragrance, we have some more florals joining the bunch, as well as another fruit that is like grape's BFF. And that fruit is plum. So, I mean, really, a plum is like a big grape when you think about it. Like, think about it right now. Think of a grape, think of a plum. It's like a big grape. So the plum really, I think, adds just more of that like couture lifestyle to the grape. I think it was a perfect pairing. If they had put it with, you know, I don't know, apple or like peach or like one of those other fruits, it just wouldn't have worked properly. I think adding that plum, you know, joining forces with that grape just made it's just the perfect fruit pairing for this fragrance. So I love that. As for the florals, the honeysuckle, you can smell the honeysuckle. That's adding a little bit of a softer element to it to help sort of like, balance out those purple fruits. And then there's the jasmine. You know what, I don't really get a big jasmine-y kind of vibe from this one. I think because the grapes and the plums are just like, going crazy that you can't really smell the jasmine too much. But I think that's a good thing because, it's working well with that honeysuckle, and it's very fruity and energetic, but it's also a little bit soft from the florals. So I think even right now, when the heart sort of comes out, it becomes even better. And as if it couldn't get any better, the base of the fragrance is just as complementary to the whole mixture of the fragrance as that plum was. We have some amber, some creamy vanilla, and some creamy sandalwood. And you might be thinking, okay, grapes and plums, this is just a big fruity train wreck, but it really isn't. I would really classify it as like one of those creamy fruity florals, and I think those are my favorite ones. The vanilla and that creamy sandalwood really soften it, and they make sure that it's not too sharp and it's not too explosive. Like it is, as I said, a loud fragrance, but I really love that soft creaminess and sweetness that vanilla base brings to the scent. And even from the top, you can smell that vanilla. It takes a little while for it to truly come out, but even in the top, you can smell that this is going to become a sweeter scent as time goes on, because you can already get that sort of creamy vibe from it. I love just smelling my skin whenever I wear this one. I think it smells even better on your body than it does on paper, because I think skin really helps to make that creamy sandalwood come out, and it just smells really, really nice. So again, it is a very strong grape fragrance with sweet creamy vanilla and some softer florals. But that grape is the star of the show, and I think it's one of the first fragrances that I've encountered where grape just, it worked properly. There's a website that you may know of called fragrantica.com, and they, have fragrance reviews and they list notes and all that. I like going to that website, but I will mention that if you look this fragrance up on that website, you'll notice that it doesn't even say grape. But trust me, there is grape in this fragrance. The reason it doesn't say it is because they have a typo. They have written grapefruit instead of grape. And as you know, grape and grapefruit are very different. So it's a huge mistake, because not knowing that this fragrance has grape in it and going into it thinking that it's a grapefruit citrus scent it's going to be a huge, day for you, because this is a grapey scent. And if you don't believe me, well, shame on you, because you should believe me. But if you don't believe me, you can go to Juicy Couture's website, or Elizabeth Arden Fragrance, whatever, any other site, and they'll let you know that it is grape accord, not grapefruit. So again, this is the 50 milliliter bottle. You can get it in a 100 milliliter size as well as a 30 milliliter size. Oh, and then you can find the little mini fragrance. I think it's 5 milliliters. I think this is a good size though. Okay, so I love it, I love it. Now let me talk about the lotion. So again, this is the Juicy Couture body lotion, and it is 200 milliliters. It comes in this really nice plastic jar, and all the other lotions I have just come in those squeeze tubes, but I really love this one. Again, the whole packaging, all the detailing you get with it is really worth it. So it comes in this nice plastic jar. We have this emblem on the front there, and it even comes with its own little juicy charm, the little J there. And it has a lid. The lotion actually has its own little lid. So this one is one of the pump lotions. I'm going to just put some on my hand here. Okay, so lotions. Lotions have always been, difficult products for me. I feel like there are the times that I get lotions in my gift sets and they're just wonderful, they're soft and moisturizing, they smell great. And then other times, you know, they have this very bizarre smell to them. It's just like this sort of plasticky scent, or they're greasy or whatever. There's always like a whole slew. I'm very critical of lotions. Now this one, it's kind of in between. It's not like flawless. It has some issues, but it's certainly not the worst either. So in terms of moisturizing and like softness, it's very, very soft. It goes on very smooth, and it does actually keep your hands, you know, soft for quite a while. So it has good qualities that way. The actual fragrance, I don't know what to really say about this one. It's like, if I smell it off of my body, like if it just kind of, if I'm like wafting it in my face, then it smells more or less like Couture Couture. But when it's like, when you smell your hands too closely, you really get all of those like all that, you know, lotiony business, and it doesn't really smell too pleasant. So, like, it's not something I would buy individually, and it's not something I would, you know, buy the gift set for just to get the lotion, because it's really, you know, sometimes I don't even wear it with the fragrance because I feel like they smell kind of different, that I don't really want to mix them that way. You know what I think disappointed me the most about it was that it doesn't have that like outrageous grape that the eau de parfum has. It's sort of I don't know, it's more floral, I guess. So yeah. The lotion really didn't wow me as much as the eau de parfum did, but I mean, I do use it from time to time and it looks really nice, so I'm still glad I got the gift set. But it may not get my full recommendation. That's all I'll say. Other products that you can get with this fragrance are the shower gel, which I've never used. You can also get the luxury body cream. So it comes in like a sort of like a body butter kind of jar. It's very thick, and I've used that one quite a bit. I don't own it, but I've used it quite a bit, and it has the same quality as the lotion in the sense that it's not quite as grapey, it's a little more floral, and you know, I don't really like wearing it with the eau de parfum, so it's not something I would recommend either. There's a dusting powder, which sounds kind of fun, and I think that's it. Oh no, you know what, I think there's a sugar scrub, like a body scrub. So there's quite a few products you can get for this one, plus that little stamp I was telling you about. Get the stamp, people. So in terms of lasting power, I was very impressed with this one. This lasts a long time. You don't need a lot. You don't need to spray a lot on your body. Only a few sprays will last you pretty much the entire day. And again, it projects quite far. It is a very loud, over-the-top fragrance, so it's something that people will smell. And you know, when you want to stand out a little bit more, when you want people to smell you, when you want something that's going to last you, you know, throughout your whole day, no matter what you're getting up to, then I think this is a good fragrance to try because it has those really outrageous qualities to it. When to wear it, I mean, you can wear it anytime really. Just be aware that things are going to get messy with this fragrance. Just as the saying says, you know, be loud, get messy, break the rule. So be warned, people. You may drive off a cliff while wearing this fragrance. Okay everyone, so I'm going to do a quick summary of the fragrance before I end the video. So Couture Couture by Juicy Couture is my favorite from that collection. It's a very loud, outrageous fragrance that's super fruity and lightly sweet. We start off with some mandarin orange, some orange flower, and the main star of the show, which is the blushing grape accord. It's very fruity, it's very energetic, and it's very loud. In the heart of the fragrance we have some jasmine, some honeysuckle, and some plum. Plum is a great addition to the grape. I think they work very well together to make the scent even more purple smelling. The honeysuckle comes out, but the jasmine kind of remains in the back for most of the scent. In the base of the fragrance we have the vanilla, the amber, and the creamy sandalwood. It's a very lovely, creamy, sweet finish to the fragrance, and I think throughout the top and middle and heart of the fragrance we always have that soft vanilla cream to make the scent a little bit more balanced and a little bit more soft. Very long-lasting fragrance, projects very far, and it's one of my favorites. Okay guys, that's the end of my review of Couture Couture by Juicy Couture. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys next time for some more fragrance reviews.